grab your popcorn, grab your decapitated head, get your butter, get your bag of blood. This is the 2022 edition of the 31 Days of Dread, where Peter A. DeLuca, aka Pad, your boy here, the film buff, does one horror movie a day, and that's me talking. I'm your host. I'm not a vampire. I'm almost a zombie because I've just been doing nothing but watching these movies so I can discuss them all with you. But here it is, the 31 Days of Dread. Everyone, I am so excited to bring you these movies. We're doing modern day horror for the first time ever. We're barely even going to hit 2021. We're going to focus on 2022. So roll over in that coffin and let's go. AKA Film Buffers, what is happening? I am your host, Peter A. DeLuca, AKA Pad, the Film Buff. And this is my podcast. This is where, look, my whole objective for this podcast is to discuss every single movie I've ever seen, and I hope to see every single movie ever made. With that said, welcome to the wrap up. We're done with the 31 Days of Dread. Now, there will be an additional finalization episode, a last girl episode, I just said the word, and a wrap up episode for the 31 Days of Dread, just to address what the delay, what some of the issues were going through this, because we started this back in October of 2022, but we're here now. It's 2023, and we're discussing Megan, directed by Gerald Johnston, who really only has one other film to his name, Household, and that was coming up on my Netflix for the longest time. I'm very curious about Household now, so I hope to watch that soon. But along the way, we get this movie that really went viral. The movie is a technological upgrade, pun intended there, of Child's Play. It's a toy that kind of goes berserk, but it becomes sentient because it's a modern day AI machine. It's a modern Marvel, but it goes crazy, protects the girl, and starts killing people. That's the plot. It's nothing new. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing worth discussing. If someone came up to me at a coffee shop and said, "Hey, I'm a screenwriter," or "Hey, I write. I hear you draw, Pete. I hear you're one hell of an artist. Can I tell you my story? Can you let me know if you can draw it?" As soon as they would tell me that story, that plot that I just described to you, I would just walk out. Maybe throw coffee in that person's face, but I would just leave because it's not there. It's not sophisticated. It's not interesting. Pretty boring. But we get something basic, and then we add brilliant people around it. We add guys like Jason Blum. Jason Blum works and develops and cherry picks material unlike anyone today. Unlike anyone. He's on one hell of a run. Might be one of the greatest runs of all time. We have James Wan. Equal brilliant. Equal run. Equal awesome. Directed one of my favorite Fast and Furious movies, number 7. Malignant. Early last year. Early entry for the 31 Days of Dread. Love that movie. I love Saw. I love everything Jason Wan touches. I believe Aquaman, the movie that he directed. Sequel coming out soon, by the way. Aquaman is maybe one of the greatest underwater adventure movies of all time. Take the superhero out of it. It's underwater. It's awesome. It's a ton of fun. Not too many movies compete with that subgenre of science fiction. So he's involved. And then we have the designed element of this movie. The logo. Megan is designed. The logo is designed with a 3 instead of the E. The look. The poster. What went viral from this movie. And now given, things go viral when they're pumped. You got to pump the stock. You got to put in a lot of advertising dollars for things to go viral. I don't know why that's not more widely discussed, but that's the truth and that's the reality. That's one of the reasons, too, why all of my wonderful content hasn't popped through the roof, because I really don't advertise much. Isn't that crazy? Much. I do it. And Megan has some good deaths. It's a horror movie. We have Megan killing a dog. We have Megan killing someone with a power washer. We have Megan kind of doing like a peacock dance to lower someone's suspicion of her when they run into her in the hallway. That's one of the viral scenes. She dances and then chases a guy with a paper cutter sword. It's awesome. And this movie hits on all of those. It hits with a perfect ending. It hits with the next step. It hits with a new franchise. It hits on something that's action figurable, meaning Megan easily can go into action figure form. We need this. I say we need new things all the time. I get it that right now we have Quantumania, we have Creed, and geez, there was something else. Oh, Scream 6 opens up today. They're all sequels, people. They're all sequels, iterations. I get it. But Megan's new. And this year in horror, in 2022, we did get new ideas. We got new action figures. It's so rare. Horror lends itself to future ideas and future development. And I just think I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it so much to pay attention to these movies and to comment on what some of the initial reactions were and mine, where I was completely satisfied with how this movie turned out, with how it wrapped up, with watching this movie and seeing that it's low budget and it's limited scenes and they're kind of mostly in the house, and when they're outside it looks like that they're inside outside, that it's tropey but it's still fun, and it's you root for our girl in this movie because she develops a bond with Megan, and you kind of don't want her to break that bond. You feel sorry for her, and these are elements. They're elements within elements. The movie opens with tragedy. We have a girl that's lost. She's adopted, to get a little further deeper into the plot, but she ends up with a family member. That family member develops Megan kind of through what she sees in the girl. And great horror has that type of reflection in it. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. For this one, I feel like it's less intentional, which is why it works. What we also get is why horror is absolutely amazing. This is a $12 million movie. It looks and feels like a $12 million movie, which is awesome. I would say like it looks like a little bit more just special effects wise and you know, like how do they do it type viewing. Like watching movies when you say that to yourself makes a movie more fun. It's fun not to know how they did it, but it's fun to think about how they did it while you're watching the movie. But box office is $173 million. That type of flip, that type of turnaround really puts Jason Blum and James Wan in the driver's seat when it comes to developing projects, developing ideas, and putting things out there. I don't think there's any two people in all of film, we can maybe argue all of entertainment, that is doing as much and as well as the two of them. And James Wan, we get to touch on Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. There's been reports people have walked out from the screening. Now, whatever. I don't know what that means. Who the hell knows? The projector could have broke. Someone could have peed on the seats. Maybe they were out of popcorn. We don't know. It's hard for me not to trust James Wan. Similar to how it's hard for me not to trust James Gunn with the new Superman. I will not trust them until I'm told otherwise. Tiki with Kiki from Thor: Love and Thunder kind of did that. Oh. But people, Megan is a huge recommendation. I love this movie. I look forward to the evolution and the growth of the franchise. And just check it out. I believe it's on Peacock. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. But it's on Peacock. Go check it out. Have a good time. It's Friday. Catch it tonight. Catch it tomorrow night. Watch it with a babe. You guys know the drill. Watch it with a dude. Alright, aka Padders, the film buff here. We're going to do a wrap-up episode because I just want to talk to you about a little bit of how I feel finally getting through the 31 Days of Dread and what we have coming forward. So I believe I would allow you that. And then we're going to be all in on just new movies. I might just do some randomness. There's a lot of randomness. I have the impulse to discuss. And I did mention Black Panther a few times. We got a little bit of a deep dive on that. That complements my website. But check out my website, by the way, akapad.com. I'm babbling. Time to go. Rock and roll. And
the future of film is hard. And thanks for all of that, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. Getting back to my point there. The future is harder. The future of cinema is harder. So everyone here, and I've never, ever, in all these years, I've never made this request. But everyone that we highlight, every single filmmaker, male, female, ghoul, goblin, you know the drill. But check them out. Find them on a streaming platform. I usually highlight how I watch these movies on which platform, even if I rented it or bought it, so you guys know a little bit of the price range. It's important that we support all of these movies and all of these filmmakers because they are the future. The future is harder. Thanks for hanging out.